there was a lot of building and expansion and construction to oversee. But in 1991, you set up the Capitol Art Foundation. Now, this is really, this absolutely transformed the Capitol. Tell us what you brought in terms of art. $6 million worth of art.
Well, actually, I must give credit to James Rutherford, who was the governor's gallery director at that point, and he was on, we had done some 1%, we had not funded it, but we took from a little of the reserve that we needed. You always have a little building reserve. We took about $100,000
from the 1% for the art
for
money?
1% for the
okay.
arts money. We actually ended up also taking some out of the furniture budget, and we have like 19 different furniture settings.
All
that-
handcrafted.
All handcrafted.
Extraordinary.
We had 57 submissions. We went through a public process for the furniture. We had about 250 submissions for the initial 11 pieces of art that we had. And I was the chair and knew very little about art at that point, except I liked it. And there were some wonderful people on it: Alice King, Glenna Goodacre. It was just Glenn Cutter. It was an amazing group. And James Rutherford was on it. And after we were done, he said, well, you ought to start a foundation. So we went to the Legislative Council, and they passed a resolution, a memorial in the House, and House and Senate. Each one passed directing the council to direct staff to create a Capitol Art Foundation. So that's what happened. And then we have had 2 curators, and mostly we had some funding that came from, Glenna Goodacre did a maquette that was sold. She did 100 of the water bears that's out on the Capitol grounds. And then we've had other maquettes that have sold to increase some funding for the foundation. So we've bought some, and we've had lots of donations. As I was walking down the hall and seeing the Forrest Moses and the Priscilla Hoback, who's a sculptor in Santa Fe, and Forrest Moses, who lives here, and I think about the Federico Vigil mural, and Bernadette, who's at the end of this hall, his sister, and just the Larry Bell, who's a modern art. The diversity and the breadth of the art in this Capitol is really amazing, and it makes it a wonderful place to work. I will miss that, along with a lot of other things that I will miss about being here.
Well, during the session, we spend many late nights roaming this building, waiting for someone maybe to stop speaking, or for a vote to be held, or for people to stop caucusing. And I many times just give thanks that I can be in some obscure corner of the building and see some magnificent piece of art. And that's one thing I really, really want to encourage our audience. If you're having a staycation this year, you're going to be in New Mexico, come to the state capitol. It's better than any museum. The art is fantastic. You can have a tour, and they'll tell you the history of the art.